The contingency only holds one final machine world, one we may yet be able to destroy ourselves, thus earning a few points against what has largely been a rather impotent and anticlimactic crisis. That's 2 now, in one series, well, 1 crisis and 1 pseudo-crisis to completely fall flat on their face. Hello, Legion, this is Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more Stellaris First Contact in our Clandestine Curiosity series. So, I was toying with the idea of attacking them at the end of the last episode, and I might. Then again, we did have an economic issue pop up, and I'm looking at it again right now, that I have a partial explanation for, actually. When I was getting the episode uploaded, I found myself around that moment in the timeline when the minerals bottomed out, and I was like, why did that happen? What caused that to shift? And it was the moment Fear Mathrios finished its rebuilding. I didn't put 2 and 2 together during the episode, but obviously Fear Mathrios was doing a lot of mining previously, and it's no longer doing that. Also, I noticed Cybrix Alpha has a lot of trade value. If I were to just build a station there, yeah, let's work on that. But since Fear Mathrios got converted to a full Ringworld type, settlement, and we can repair these, there's not mining happening anymore on this planet, unfortunately. So, part of me, the contingency has been handled so effectively by everyone else. I mean, yes, I'm the galactic custodian, but the Modian Curators have always kind of tried to keep to themselves, and I feel like as soon as these upgrades are done that I have going in the terminal egress right now, what I want to do is start patrolling in my territory again as soon as possible. I'm going to send 2 of my fleets to do that right now, because I want to have some semblance of order in my space again so that we can at least have a decent economy for the final leg of this series. Now, I may be able to build additional ships that can help with our score in the game, but I'm going to focus more purely on just getting the economy nice and strong and generating as many energy credits as I can, and otherwise. Also, I'm noticing, oh yeah, I think this down here, any districts that I had down here, I think got broken up. So let's do some new districts real quick. Elizabeth Seymour will be our governor here. Very excited about the new district editing stuff that they're adding in the upcoming patch. It's been way too long since we've had that ability in Stellaris, and the fact that we're about to have it again is fantastic. There are probably some yeah, hold on. What would be the best one? There we go. Took a second for it to load. Oh, Daxus. Is that where Daxus is? Daxus? Daxus. It's like the planet Daxus pronounced by Sean Connery. So, let's go ahead and... yeah, we'll make a governor here. Research speed boost? Sure, why not? And we still have a number of planets over here that we could place in a sector as well. Yeah, I'd rather have as many research bonuses as possible. And yes, we have these up here. Adelaide Pit. Perfect. Alright, and now we only have 1 ship, or 1 colony, and that's Shipminster. 1 colony that was not in a sector. So that's been dealt with. We are still trying to get a particular type of asset on the Sibulans. We did not get it that time, so I want you to keep trying. Just commence when ready. I don't want to have to give the order every time you have the op prepared. Another thing that I can do that I thought about is we have a bunch of species in our territory. Now, these are on account of the refugees showing up throughout the game. We have a bunch of species that have shown up. Now, earlier in the series, I had forgotten that this button existed, the set default rights button. But it clearly exists, and I've got everything set to full citizenship right now, and I've had several moments in the series where I'm like, oh crap, I've got this large group of aliens that have arrived in my territory that have full citizenship, and I don't want them to have full citizenship. Well, now some of those groups that I've set to just residence have grown a lot. And some of them haven't grown very much, but some, especially the humans, see? If we give them full citizenship, that's a big happiness boost for all of those pops. So I'm just going to go through and make sure that all that's done. And another thing that I can do is I can make sure that all of these species that I have such large numbers of in my territory, I can make sure that they're all adequately, like, genetically modified in order to be as productive as possible. That could really, really be helpful. So earlier in the series, and certainly in future series, as I warm back up to the nuances of Stellaris after not having played as much as I would have liked over the last couple of years, like, obviously I'll keep a better eye on the default rights and policies from the beginning of the game so that stuff like that doesn't sneak up on me again in the future. But given that so many citizens have kind of arrived at full citizen status because of their arrival as refugees, I think I'm just going to lean into the benefits that I get from having full citizenship. That's the easier thing for me to do at this point. Alright, so we're mostly done here. I'll bet you this one is set to... No, they are too. Okay. Full citizenship. Alright, so we're mostly down to the smaller groups now. It's not as big of a deal if I find one. Okay, here's one that's still set to residence. So they're all officially becoming full Modian Curators, so to speak. Which is not something they would have done necessarily before they were the Galactic Custodian. But they've been appointed Galactic Custodian, you know? And they've opened their doors, even if in an unexpected way. Okay. So that empire has become more materialist. I didn't even see which one, to be honest. Alright, so now energy is also going down the tubes a little bit. Let's see. These upgrades are almost done. We're making just an absurd amount of alloys. Let's see. Why don't we go ahead and build some additional platforms and terminal egress so that if there's another attack by the contingency, we're in good shape there. But I can take the turquoise fleet out, because I'm fairly confident they're not going to come rolling back up into the O cluster again anytime soon. And let's actually just have them come to Bermuda, and we'll set a patrol route that sort of goes outward from Bermuda, is the idea.
We grow ever stronger.
Oh, Barnaby.
Technology secured.
Alright, what have we here? Strike craft damage plus 10%. Nice. Monthly unity plus 5%. Nice. Oh, you know what else we can do? Hold on. Oh, Neville's Bay actually has a clear opportunity here. Let's go ahead and give them... Let's give you another mining district. Yep. So I can go to worlds that have a certain number of pops. The larger the population, the better. Yeah, so this is already tier 4. Forterton is tempting as a target, but Iroquois is actually more tempting. Let's go ahead and put you up to the next level. I've got all this extra unity, I might as well use it. Alright, we've got 53 pops there, 41 pops there. I'm looking at this number here. Because remember that the upgrade to this, one of the major changes when you ascend a planet, is that it reduces its effect on empire size and increases the effects of its planetary designation. You know, that's actually interesting. It just occurred to me. I remember talking to someone about this in the comments like a couple of weeks ago, like a week or two ago. And it says it reduces... All right, here we go. So it reduces its effect on empire size. The planet's effect on empire size? Just the 332 number there? Or the effect from the pops? I actually don't know that. It's not clear about that, is it? That's interesting. All right, so Port Genevieve is a mining world, auto-designated mining world, but a mining world nonetheless. I'm going to go ahead and use some points there to ascend that planet. That's very interesting. I hadn't caught that. Very interesting indeed. Do I have a construction ship somewhere in the area that could potentially... Oh, hello. Oh, there's living metal there. Nice. I didn't realize I had a system with living metal. Oh, that's... I know why. That's where one of the machine worlds was. So that's a nice little upgrade. All right, we're excavating that archaeological site, which will hopefully give us some additional relics. Yeah, come build that research station, please. So yeah, I'm just going to do what I can to focus on the economy. It looks like this fleet has arrived, so let's go ahead and give some patrol orders. I would take the fight directly to the... I was about to say the custodians, but the contingency, if I felt like it was something more worth my while at this point, but everyone else seems to be everyone else seems to be doing okay fighting them on their own. You know? Seems like it's going fine. All right, this fleet has arrived here as well. So you guys got here fast. Honestly, faster than I expected them to. Yeah, see, I don't want you to do that. They're trying to use the L gate to get to various systems, and it's like, stop it. Yeah, stop it. I really wish that there was a way to tell the patrol system not to go through the L gates. I want you to patrol through systems. And I guess the easiest way to do it would be, yeah, oh my god, to set shorter routes. That's got to be the trick, right? Like just to click through one system at a time so that it's not trying to... Why do you do this? How does it make sense? I mean, I guess that makes sense if you're using the gateway there. But if you're patrolling and now you want to go through their territory, oh my god, I'm losing my mind. I just want to patrol my territory. Like, I don't want you to go through gates at all. And there's not a setting anywhere here that says, yeah, I just want you to, you know, focus on traveling through our lanes. Okay, wait, hold on. So yeah, would I have to just... Yeah, the second I click there, they want to backtrack. I just want them to go two systems. So yeah, even the way that I'm trying to do it with using the queuing of orders at a like reasonably short range, it's not working. So I'll just have this fleet patrol down here. Screw it. And I'll have the third fleet patrol up here somewhere. They really need to work on that. Because when you specifically benefit from having ships moving in between, you know, systems to enforce piracy and to protect trade routes. To enforce against piracy, I suppose, not to enforce piracy. To make sure that piracy is being responsibly conducted. Privateers, maybe? It's certainly possible in Stellaris, just not in this particular iteration of the universe. Okay, Galabury is ready for an upgrade, so let's do that. All right, Borderless Authority. Subjects have a 50% ethics attraction towards their overlord's fanatic ethics. Yeah, sure. Let's just go ahead and... I'm not going to end the session early. There's no reason to use that influence. So I'll hold off. Alright, so the third fleet's returned here, which means... Hang on, let's see if we can give them an order that involves... Ah, look at that! They're actually just moving sanely between locations. Just kidding. I broke them again. Alright. Go up to Eartheus. So it's pretty much like... There we go. Yeah, see, now they want to go to Velderam. And now you want to go to Thrish. I literally had you just here, and you want to... That doesn't make sense to me. Wait a minute. I need to try something with the controls. I'll tell you if it works. All right, so patrol. 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 No, it's still doing it. Okay. What I was trying to do is literally hit the patrol button every time in between queuing the orders up to see if that somehow made it work the way I'm expecting it to. But no, they're trying to use gates, which, you know, take them on enormous shortcuts out of my territory, which completely defeats the purpose of patrolling systems. So what I'll have to do instead is just build starbases that maintain security. That's my only option. Sad to say.
Hard to port. Our lookouts spy a spaceborne life form.
Okay, so we've acquired another asset. What type of asset? Nice. We finally have a manipulation asset. So let's run a smear campaign. Is there anywhere where I can tell them? I don't see anywhere where I can tell them who to run a smear campaign against. So let's just launch it and see what happens. I thought there was a way to specify, but it might be random. And if it's random, then my pursuit of shenaniganry in that particular empire is not going to be as meaningful. Once the surface expedition managed to solve the problems with the malfunctioning equipment, the nature of the wild magnetic fluctuations started to reveal itself. The raging oceans and rivers of lava down on Alpha Lincus 1 are in fact not made up of conventional magma. It's molten metal. Metals of this temperature tend not to have particularly strong magnetic properties. Not even the sheer volume of molten metal on Alpha Lincus 1 should create electromagnetism on this scale. So what's causing it? Keep digging. Nice that we have another archaeological site after so long. Lets us continue the theme of the series somewhat. It does look like the contingency up here is collapsing, so I'm glad I didn't go there and try to intervene.
The fleet has been refitted.
Doesn't really seem like it would have accomplished much. Something dark is coming. Reach out to a higher power. Let's reach into the shroud first. Although I'm tempted to reach out to a higher power, since we have the Zero for it. We know that there are vast powers out there. While we would usually go unnoticed, we could try to reach out by tapping into the powers of Zero. All over the shroud, the influence of these entities is felt by our telepaths. Which one should we seek out? Oh yeah, that's right. These are all... I forgot. These are all the, like, covenants that you can form with the shroud. One that tastes like broken trust. That's in... What is this? There's a presence here occupying this entire part of the shroud. We have met spirits before, but this is something else, something vastly more powerful, something far more ancient. Alright, so Louise Walpole, remember, is our highly powerful psychic. Whispers in the Void. Yeah, we've already gotten this offer. No, don't want it. Too risky at this point. Plus, it seems just a little bit too much like heralds, you know? we kind of went the psychic approach to a degree with the Elixir Collective and Heralds of the Dark Nova. So I've got kind of a been there, done that vibe with the heavily psychic choices. What else could I do in the meantime? Make and train traces of Ingralian waste. Trium food container deployment decision. Sure. Just for some alloys. We're about to have 10k alloys, which will allow us to restore one of the sections on Fear Mathrios. And that reminds me. Okay, yeah, Cybrix Alpha is completely sat. One thing we can do here is go ahead and get a trade hub and a hangar base set up, and then we'll do the off-world trading company there. Perfect.
We grow ever stronger. They wish to speak with us.
Aha! Okay, so here's our pause game. Here's our choice. It must have been at like the transition of the month, right when it was time for me to hit spacebar, because like nothing happened. It just kept going. We've compiled a list of all those empires who appear friendliest to the Sibylan Hive. Our operatives will drive a wedge between these empires. Well, this is a waste. We want to damage their relationship with the Latrepians. Alright, so let's see if we can remember. There's the Ralaketh, the Habinte, and the Rhiannon. Yeah, let's say the Ralaketh then. The Ralaketh United Colonies. Yeah, they're under the Latrepians as well. So yeah, let's cause some discord, and hopefully that will be enough. Birchville, ooh, you have an opportunity here. Also looks like there's a bit of a crime problem here. So let's go ahead and address this jobs problem by building a... we haven't done too much with the Psi Corps. Let's do the Psi Corps. Seems very fitting for the Modian Curators. Contingency is almost gone.
Technology secured.
What have we here? All right, so... yeah, let's just go for additional shield hit points, and we do have access to living metal in some of our systems, so I want to go ahead and research that technology so that I can actually mine that living metal. That should come in pretty handy. Hopefully. Oh, and another thing I want to do. Let's take a look at these. Now, how are you different? So you have more unity from jobs. But I can't apply the trait points. Or I can't apply the template because I don't have enough trait points. We're in the negative there. So you somehow fortunately created that randomly through the game. Now the Latrepians, however, can be modified. So I can take away... oh man, I can't take away Unruly? Really? Really? Alright, so I can take away Deviants. But I can't take away Unruly. Yeah, we don't have that really strong genetic modification capability this time. Alright, well, that's unfortunate. So I'm going to modify them to just be... yeah, it looks like this has already been done to a degree here. The deviancy trait has been removed in this version of them. So let's... yeah, they're set to full citizenship. I'm going to apply this template and convert it. This is only going to be done in 2 months, so that's nice and quick. Alright, nothing I can do here. Ooh, there is an opportunity here. So if we take away Decadent, I can have them take up less housing, and I could apply this to all of our Rhiannon pops. Or we could have more consumer goods upkeep, or... hang on. Worker pop resource output plus 2.5%. By making them strong. They're already agrarian, so they produce additional food. Part of me likes the idea of having them be communal because we do have a ton of them in our territory. So if they use less housing, that would help other pops grow more. Also, pop consumer good upkeep could be good, but we didn't see a huge consumer good dip after we, made all those changes to rights, so it should be fine. I'm going to say communal. Let's create template. We're not going to apply the template until the current project is done, but we'll keep moving through. Also, it looks like the Rhiannons actually want a research agreement. I'm going to say no to that. And we're moving towards... Oh, hang on. I can sell some of my food since I have so much extra. And why not go ahead and buy some minerals just to make sure that we're nice and topped off there. I'm going to go all the way up to 20k alloys. We're going to go all the way up. All right, nice. So the Latrepians have been altered. Pause the game. So that's done, and they're no longer deviants, so there won't be rebellions as a result of that. Now, this template can be applied to every single one of the Rhiannons in my territory. They'll be done in 4 months. And then we have the humans here. That's not going to be as helpful, but I'll deal with that once it's available. One modification at a time. Just genetically optimizing as many pops in my empire as I can. Spymaster Yedic reports having lost contact with their operatives on active deployment on the Sibylan Hive. They have missed a number of their most recent scheduled check-ins. So we can either find our... Yeah, let's find our operatives. We're the Modians, for God's sake. We can find them.
We grow ever stronger.
We can send Barnaby to track them down. How about that? Give them something useful to do. Contact reestablished. Nice. Now, yeah, we have the smear campaign going right now. I did set up that asset to assist. I just wish that there was a way to be a little bit more specific. One thing I could do... By more specific, I mean I wish there was a way to hit the Latrepian star hierarchy, and there's not. So I could give myself... Oh, wait, no. Yeah, I could give myself 6,000 alloys right now, but it would cost me 12,000 minerals. For a second, I was reading it backwards. I'm going to hold off on spending minor artifacts because I feel like if I end up in a position where I need to rebuild a lot of ships again...
A species has found its sea legs.
Saval mediators.
They wish to speak with us.
Alright, so the Cosmic Alliance. The Rhiannon Galactic Coalition joined the Cosmic Alliance. That's interesting. So there's now a new federation forming. The Allied Dothakan states want a commercial pact. That's interesting. So, what do we do here? Because we have... What's this? We will paint the Sibylan Hive as jealous and greedy neighbors keen to exploit and abuse Relic science. That the Sibylan might be plotting to sabotage that scientific research would be sure to draw some sort of reaction from them. Yeah, absolutely. So, if we have a new, Fallen Empire-led coalition of worlds forming, what would our reaction to that be? Because remember, we do still have the ability. We've got some other powers at our disposal. Okay? We could proclaim the Galactic Imperium. All members leave any existing federations. This is the guaranteed win button, but it's not necessarily... See, what's interesting about this is we have been a kingdom government. So as a government type, empire is not outside of the realm of possibility. We don't have to think about the Galactic Imperium as being the Galactic Empire from Star Wars. It doesn't have to be an evil empire. But if the Modians are looking to establish control, especially given that they've kind of felt out of control, see, I'm starting to lean towards that as a possible just choice here, given some of the other crap that's happening. It's really different from what I would have expected, and I did not go into this. All right, we've got a Federation invitation from the Saval Mediators. Awakened Ascendancy, benevolent interventionists. We think the Modian Curators would make a valuable ally. Will you join in the Cosmic Alliance? So this is the Rayenan Galactic Coalition, which is just right there, next to the Igarian Restorers. Okay. This is a moment of truth. Also, my economy is still getting worse and worse, and I'm honestly not sure why. Like, it's, like, getting precipitously worse. Alright, so the Saval Mediators are benevolent interventionists. They're fanatic xenophile. And recall that the Modians are also fanatic xenophile. So, like, we're allied with them in terms of our ethics. And this is a cosmic alliance, a galactic union. Members of this federation are united and ready to cooperate to deal with whatever problems may arise. So, diverse ethics impose a 50% smaller penalty to Federation cohesion. So, do I decline and go for forming the Galactic Empire? I could theoretically still do that. Oh, there's also the Allied Dothakan States and the Rayenan Star Confederacy. So, there's more than just those two. Let's see if we can figure out exactly where they are. Yeah, the Allied Dothakan States and the Rayenan Star Confederacy, which is there. Oh, that's really interesting. Yeah, so anything with those colors, basically. I'm so torn. This series, again, I talked about this a few episodes ago, this series narratively has gone so far adrift from my original vision for it. And part of that, there are a lot of reasons for that. One of the main reasons is how annoying Barnaby was. But be that as it may, this is, I mean, this is not just an invitation from another empire. These are Saval Mediators. This is an awakened ascendancy. This is an ancient force reaching out from the past. Not literally from the past, but that established themselves in the past. They're waking up, they're allied with us, and they want to form a federation with us. With the Modians, because of their curious nature, especially if they're feeling threatened by what these guys are doing, would they accept that offer? You know what?
We are being contacted by aliens.
Let's agree. Alright, so the Federation XP is currently dropping. But now let's take a look at what we can do here. Because what if we could seize control of this Federation? You know? Economically, we are the most powerful. So succession type is currently rotation. See, now the fun begins. I'm going to go ahead and move a couple of envoys into position here. All right, good. We are gaining cohesion, so we're going to start gaining XP. It's going to take some months for that to undo itself. Diverse ethics impose a 50% smaller penalty to Federation cohesion. So we're definitely the most powerful member. And I could use that to my advantage. And also, hang on, let's see what that does. Okay. Well, just because we're in a powerful federation now,
They wish to speak with
that
us.
more or less guarantees victory in a lot of ways. Allied to Thockin States. This is a vassal under the Rhiannon Galactic Coalition. Do I really need to share this with them? I doubt it. I'm going to say no to that. Wow. What a development. I'm so curious, though, about the state of our economy. For whatever reason, it's just struggling to establish itself a little bit more firmly. We do have some new colonies that we can establish that will counteract that, hopefully. And I'm almost up to 20k alloys. Habente Unified Worlds wishes to give Ralakith United Colonies association status. Yeah, let's vote yes. Let's just grow the Federation, because we're winning now at this point, which is hilarious to me. Commence operation. Yeah, so this is... We're not even smearing research agreement broken with the Latrepian star hierarchy. That's interesting. Sibulan smear campaign. The word is out. Our exaggerated truth about the Sibulan hive is now working its way through Ralakith diplomatic channels. Any such allegation of attempting to manipulate their Gestalt consciousness is bound to cause upset. Our operatives have worked to ensure the sting will be felt for some time yet. Excellent. Now, can I do that again? Yeah, because we still have that... Wait, I can use that asset again? It's not a one-time thing? What? I didn't know that. I thought that when you used them in a... Okay, yeah, see, I clearly have not messed with the espionage system enough. The espionage system enough since it was added. I clearly have not touched it. And... like, I thought I understood some of the basics, but I haven't done a huge variety of the missions, and I've seen in this in this series and the last series, some of the benefits of doing so. Carabineers, old with defects. Yeah.
Situations amended.
Let's go ahead and stop for a moment. Also, I do still need to modify some pops in my territory. All right, so we have an abandoned carabineer ship here. Led secret fealty, the Vivisandian Comet. Excuse me? Did we just lose access to it? I think we just lost access to it. Alright. Strange flows. The science ship orbiting Alpha Lensis 1 has finally cracked the enigma of the magnetic fluctuations down on the planet. Millions of years ago, the planet came into close proximity with a special kind of neutron star. The magnetism of this neutron star effectively boiled the metals inside Alpha Lensis 1, turning them into the molten oceans we see today. The electromagnetism we've encountered is but a lingering echo of the original cataclysmic event. Where the neutron star is now remains a mystery, a quite disturbing mystery. Astounding. So we gained some physics research from that. That's quite handy. All right, well, we're about 40 minutes into this episode. We've had a very interesting development here, given that we're now in first place. I didn't see that coming at all. But now I guess the question becomes, I mean, we can ride out the last 50 years relatively easily. We can certainly get our economy going nice and strong. We can work to establish kind of full control over this federation that we've just been invited to, which would be hilarious to me. And I don't feel that's entirely outside of the character of the Modians. They've always had this kind of clandestine side to them, right? This side of let's be sneaky and not necessarily fight you directly. And one of the things that's thrown me off this particular series is how much direct fighting I've had to do, despite, having intentions otherwise, just on account of various shenanigans happening early on. But I feel like that is an opportunity for some interesting plot twists and events that might not otherwise have occurred if we had not joined that federation. So that's a pretty big deal. What's coming up next to the Senate floor? Neutral defenders? Being at war without any hired mercenaries is banned. Yeah, I'm going to council veto neutral defenders. I can't stand that. I genuinely can't stand it. I'm curious. Yeah, there's still intermediate support for the Galactic Imperium, but at this point, I don't feel that it's necessary. We're in a federation. We're gaining experience, and additional envoys could potentially be... Let's see. Yeah, let's go ahead and put one more envoy. We could probably do 2 more. There we go. So now we're definitely gaining a ton of cohesion, and the Federation's going to get much more powerful, much more quickly. But we'll have to see kind of how this develops in the coming episode or 2 or 3. It's a refreshing turn of events, to be honest. It's just different from what I expected, so lessons have certainly been learned during this playthrough that I look forward to implementing in future series, especially in Galactic Paragons, which is right around the corner. But for now, again, now that we're over the 40-minute mark, and I'm just in this very contemplative mood lately when I play this series, because I'm constantly looking at like things that went differently than expected, and just thinking about like what I would do in a new playthrough to either react differently, to avoid that circumstance, or just to even better explain it to myself and to others. So it gets me in this mode at the end of an episode, especially when things like this happen where I just want to talk about it for a bit. But we will do more of a, I think, a thorough post-mortem, when the series ends, which might not be much longer from now, especially if we start cruising at this point. But for now, I would like to see if we can ride it out and see what happens with this Federation. So, much more still to come. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this one, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along. If it's not your first time or even your second, look for the join button to access unique emotes, badges, and additional perks. New episodes are coming out every day at 4 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, and comments are always welcome. Let me know what you think, and I will see you next time.